success of top to earn games in the industry of cryptocurrency scene, what if this time we connect top to earn game with memcoin, when mem token, which is also the booming industry, but this time we to succeed to connect this to real world asset, to be not senseless game, only burning of time, but to bring something real to the best players and to the players who spend most of the time to be the best in this game.
I'd rather say in this case we will be definitely closer to the huge success ever in this market, because even in your question it was a couple of things that aggressive to each other. You said that the quite successful in cryptocurrency market play to earn concept really successful because it's a viral effect and really popular in digital market. But when we check the history, each attempts to make a placement of tokens of such games were completely disaster, because people that dive into these games, they trying to create something and didn't understand how to convert this in the real success. They managed to accumulate hundreds of millions of users, but didn't manage to provide with at least one token that definitely could be successful trading instrument on cryptocurrency market. But the way of thinking completely correct, because play to earn concept will be not only about simple viral effect by tapping the fingers on the screen, but leads you to the receiving something bigger, something that's somehow related to the real world. It's definitely in this time will create a background of enormous huge development. And I can tell you from a technological point of view, we are definitely in a correct level of development, especially when we're talking about cryptocurrency. You mentioned meme coins. It's really funny story, really funny, because meme coins, first of all, created for funny. But I think that this time on this market, we have to stop laughing. We need to stop thinking about serious things. And especially when we're talking about the most powerful people on this planet that trying to call the directions, some of industries like something not serious, they know nothing about this. We are able to build really serious solutions. Play to earn concept in this cooperation will be definitely successful. But the only open question, what we need to connect with which, and I think if we will be concentrated on the things related with energy, it may bring a huge new scope of energy.
The good thing is I ask you about this because I have quite a big diversification in the sector of production of green electricity out of the sun with solar panel plants. And what if we somehow, if it's possible, you're the technical guy in our friendship, to tell me, is it possible all of these installed megawatts electricity power on the ground somehow can be directly connected to the supply of the token which is attached to the game
Easily. First of
easily?
easily,
Come on, my friend.
easily from the concept point of view, but not so easy from the implementation point of view.
Because this is quite of a great idea which is not exist on the market.
Completely. And I can tell you even more. This idea a little bit earlier from the all the market development point of view, but definitely under the huge demand. Sometimes people not realize how it's important to be in line with the future needs that we may have on this market. But let's dive into the technical solution, how it's possible to be realized. If we're talking about play to earn concept, first of all, it's internal history of the or legend of the game logic at all. Whenever you trying to implement play to earn concept, you need to build a story, some story in which heroes makes goes through the development. In our case, when we're talking about the collaboration with WhatsApp or such type of the game, we may build a story about energy producing, the things that is much closer to you than to anybody else. But everybody in my world in digital sphere completely realized that without energy you don't have nothing. Without energy it's sort
Energy
of a,
actually existing in every goods and services.
of course.
It's a kind of a product that its influence and impact all of the products in the
Yeah,
world.
it's a basic level of value. Whenever you're trying to calculate internal cost side of anything, you need to calculate the energy first of all. And even example with Bitcoin, it's one of the most effective way and one of the most popular example. 96,000 of cost side, mostly energy, and how you can be independent or how can you be completely sure that you are protected from the energy supply point of view if you connect it somehow to the source of energy. If tomorrow we will not have an energy sources, then it will be definitely a problem. And I think that whenever you put on the table something really interesting, but under the common light game story laying something with the really long-term effects like energy supply and solving of energy supply and problem, we're definitely in the correct direction.
So you want to tell me that not only we can create the first tap to earn game in the world, which is connect with real world assets, but easily by NFTs and existing technology, we can connect the real world installed kilowatts on the ground with, for example, kilowatt coin, which can back the game itself.
Yeah, let's put all cards on the table. We may create a what's tap game, the game in
Watts
which
tap,
what's tap.
measure of electricity that
Yes,
we can,
yes,
every single tap on the screen creates digital watts.
absolutely. Why we
This can be
miss
also the name.
it is, and I think this
Your
is the best combination. If we will use
watts
watts for
tap.
the what's top game, and if we will use kilowatts for the real world assets, because
Yes.
it's much more expensive. So
Actually, it's exactly 1,000 times bigger measure of electricity than watts.
yeah, let's start from the light version of the energy supply measuring. What type game could be built on the logic
See,
of,
isn't sounds well. Watts tap game.
let's forget about all these names of any different other products, but what's tap game, it's so easy to understand. You tap in for the purposes to earn watts, to produce watts, and this energy of human fingers can be converted into real energy of from the ground that we may receive from the real electricity of the electricity production.
This alone, it's a huge, huge, huge business.
Because we're doing completely wrong things. We need to be marketologists, not developers.
Yeah, but
but in
you're a developer, it's how you can speak about some idea
yeah,
if it can stay only idea if there is no technical realization of all of this that we're discussing about.
imagine that we managed to create a game in which a hero of this game develops together with the expectations of players, and every next level you may provide new boosters and realize internal economy. But on a certain level, these games arrive to one the stages at which connection to real world need to be closer. And what everybody, all these people really dream about. They dream about something that not requires from your side active actions, something that leads to passive income. Tell me, what could be the best passive income on the planet right now, from your point of view and your experience?
To make money from the sun.
Not even not from the air, from the sun. Perfect. This WhatsApp game on the second stage could be converted into SimCity style game and collecting or constructing of the electricity power plant.
Yes,
Virtual electricity power plant, which provides you with the possibility to earn watts, but in a passive way.
and from my experience, I can tell you that in this green electricity production, there are a lot of components which existing in the whole concept, not only in production of solar power plant from the sun, but also from the wind, from the water, and these are renewable sources that they have a lot of components inside. So it's going to be definitely interesting for the regular person to play and to understand how such a kind of things can be built
And to earn
and to earn.
on all of
Exactly.
these things. And on the next stage of this idea development, after all boosters, all the classical economy of these games, we may closely came to the producing of instruments pledged from the side of the real world assets.
What if, by the way, one of the biggest problems in the world at the moment, especially with these wars that we have in Europe, in the Middle East, and many other places, one of the main problems is electricity crisis. There are places on the world that they don't have access to normal electricity, or there are places on the world that they have access, but the electricity is extremely expensive. And because of this conflict in Europe, probably is going to happen a moment which it's even not reachable for the normal person to have access to electricity. What if we make throughout the blockchain technology, which it have a power to solve everything, to find a way how we to transfer electricity not throughout offline electricity infrastructure, which is the thing which separate the countries, and you cannot just transfer like this from Europe, let's say, across the ocean to USA, for example, or from Europe directly from Bulgaria, let's say, directly to Germany or to Russia, because there is no existing offline infrastructure. But what if blockchain technology somehow we connected the supply of the token? For example, it can be this kilowatt token, which is going to back the game. The supply of the token kilowatt to connect it with exact amount of electricity measure of megawatts installed on the ground. For example, one big water plant electricity factory have 1,000 megawatts per hour production of electricity. Easily we can contact this 1,000 megawatts production in hour with supply of our token, or with huge solar panel plants with thousands of megawatts installed power on the ground directly to the supply of the token. And with all of the DeFi world options and tools that we have already, we can build entire DeFi ecosystem, decentralized finance ecosystem around this coin. And for example, if somebody buy this coin, stake it for 1 year, they can receive money from real world green energy production.
It's a perfect idea. Let's imagine that we build a device with the size of the world. One device with the size of all the world. In this case, there is no difference if this device will be connected to electricity on the Bulgaria, England, Germany, Latin America, or even in the middle of Sahara Desert.
Basically everywhere which the cost of the production it's good enough, it's low, but you can sell this electricity on places on the earth.
Now you jump on the next level of this, because if you have one device that takes electricity, buys electricity independently from the place, it means that because of this device you are able to buy electricity in the places in which it's the most affordable, the cheapest, and to sell in the places in which it has the maximum level of the price, which is simple and good solution as the idea. But how to do this? We need to make an extremely digital solution of it. Let's convert electricity into calculation power into blockchain support into the way how to make a monetization, and the way how we do in the monetization of blockchain, we can convert into purchasing process of electricity. After this step, we will be completely free to install
You're right.
electricity generation in any moment, any place in the world.
Because this what we just discussed with this first real world asset backed up to earn game, it's huge business alone. But in a way, during our conversation, we just discover that we can create a token which not only backing the game, but this token kilowatt solving a real world problem.
Yep.
How to transfer electricity all over the world without physical movement of this electricity throughout tokens who are backing the electricity production in actually everywhere in the world, which is good enough, from the economic point of view.
By such blockchain,
But
all
but
DeFi's project will be accumulated in this device. It's a device for
but
DeFi's.
where to situate these huge ideas which can change the world and revolutionize not only one sector but couple. I don't believe of the decentralization anymore. Where to place such a kind of businesses which nobody can impact these wonderful ideas that can change actually the
Everything.
way of the
Yeah.
people's lives.
You're right. It's difficult because we don't have decentralized solutions here. This device is able, in case if only, we build in something worldwide and something which is really decentralized. Let's do it. I mean, it's not so not
But
doable.
I'm not so technically aware
That's
how
the key.
how we can do it, because I know Bitcoin, I know any other cryptocurrencies which I remember I joined 2013 because I fell in love in the idea of decentralization. But as deep as I went in this sector, I was realizing that there is no decentralization because Bitcoin is corrupted from inside. Several industry corporations and very close people to the governance, they have huge amount of Bitcoins, and basically they corrupt the Bitcoin from inside. I don't consider this like decentralized anymore. If we see Ethereum, even Ethereum is like private laboratory
Rich people.
for rich people and
That's true.
technology, to build up technology which use for their own purposes how to influence better the world. Even Binance, which is the biggest exchange out there, I consider this like a digital crypto bank, you know,
Playground.
playground with
Yeah.
people. I don't want such a kind of brilliant idea to be connected to this not decentralized
Because it will not
ecosystem.
work.
Yeah, it not work.
If it will be
Sooner or
connected to,
later, they're gonna impact this.
sooner or later they're gonna just close this because it's much more comfortable to develop oil, gas, coal, nuclear sources of electricity than any type of renewable. But hear
And
me out.
not allow to people they to unite and staying
Of
behind cause
course,
that can unite millions of people in the world
of course, and
because of the idea of democracy.
in this problem we have two things, two components, really important. First component, super easy, need to be super easy, and the second, super difficult, need to be super difficult. I'm talking about the access from the side of unlimited number of people. It need to be so easy as it ever possible. I have a perfect example from the past. You know which? Cars. Cars. I know a lot of people that don't have even a clue how cars works, but they're using. They sitting inside the car, put the engine on, and go, and covering a lot of thousands of kilometers. And they may even don't know what is type of this car. The only things that you need to understand if it's diesel, gasoline, electricity, or something like that. The same we need to provide our users. They need to become a validators in double click,
So
in
you want to tell
double
me
tap.
that every
Sorry, double tap.
double tap? You want to tell me that every regular person can become a decision maker in this?
Yes, yes. Let's build this car. I saw a car that is possible to be switched on by
The
one.
regular person, the normal person, which is wise enough and patient enough, he can
Yeah.
have chance he to vote on system which is completely decentralized
Yes, complete
and
possible.
easy to achieve.
Yeah, and the power of a decentralization will be the number of these people. If we will have millions of validators, it will definitely work. The only open question how to balance this on the inside. What will be the engine inside this solution? And the engine need to be a really best experience from all existing things. Pay attention to interesting fact. We never talk with you about something fantastic. We never said we need to invent how to catch the sun power on the level of the sun and bring it back. We don't need starships for that. we will use only existing technologies. We may use existing best option how to collect money from the blockchain, best option how to regulate tasks on the blockchain, best option how to make balance on the blockchain. I know what may help us in this case.
Tell me.
One of the biggest user of the electricity in this world, artificial intelligence.
Actually,
Because
actually, it's a big consumer.
yes, and it's a perfect idea because AI push us closely to this crisis. And if we will use AI as the source how to balance all these millions of validators all over the world, how to find the best prices on electricity and combine the usage of renewable electricity in these areas, we will create a device, AI governed, based on smart contracts on the low level, like a beautiful, simple, but expensive cars for everybody.
So you want to tell me that we can solve, uh, actually, we can occupy it, not even solve, to occupy the completely new niche on the cryptocurrency scene, which is the this blue ocean decentralization option, because
That's
there is no decentralization, but you can tell me that with already existing technology we can give the power of the community and to create completely off from impact and influence blockchain from the couple of different sites
let's be honest. We will not.
with already existing
Yeah,
technology.
yeah. We need to be honest to ourselves. We never had decentralized solutions at this market because it's
It,
interesting
it's it's a
for big
fact, yes.
capitals. But we are able to build it. And
Everybody who holding the guns taking the decisions.
yes,
So
something like this.
unfortunately, yeah.
Yes,
And what
something like this.
in the in history when you watch the history behind us, what is the only cases that it was changing regimes? When people get so pissed and tired from the existing, how to say, statu quo, and they just unite each other between each other,
Yeah.
and then go and change the
Everything.
ruling system.
They implement fair and Solomonic solutions because
So mnemonic
yes,
solutions.
because in the end of the day, everything which really important for the humanity becomes to reality.
Yeah.
It's important, and you cannot stop this. It was exactly like in the very beginning of a cryptocurrency. Everybody said that time, you do remember this, that it's a games, toys. They will never be essential, but right now it is.
But how are we going to build consensus in this decentralized blockchain, which is different than the existing ones already?
A combination of existing solutions. We will not invent the bicycle. Let's take the best option how to accumulate profit, proof of staking, from the side of Ethereum. But let's not be greedy in this case. We will not create proof of staking part as a part of our hybrid solution. We will not create this as the only target what we want to build, because it's always will lead to over engineering and all these attempts to create products that no one really needs. Right now we are able to use the code which is much lighter than Ethereum and blockchain in the very beginning, because we have, in addition to everything, a new way how to make a coding by usage of artificial intelligence. It's not even necessary to make a code by your fingers, because you can be much more effective by usage of AI institutions. I mean, if you will use AI agents that will cover this. The second, let's take the best practice in regulation of big teams. Imagine that all our humanity it's one big team. What is the best way how to regulate them? Put them interesting tasks, like in school. If you manage to answer on a correct questions in correct way, you are
Something
good.
like KPIs,
Yes, exactly.
key
Let's
performance indicators.
yes, completely. The old, well-known, the best way how to manage and independently from the number of
The best way how we grow in the corporate forward
yeah.
by constant pushing to us.
Yes, if somebody did execution of these KPIs in a perfect way, this person need to receive more. If it was not in the perfect way, it will be honest. You will receive less. That's it. Simple, and it exists. It's not a new technology. Proof of participation created by blockchain Zoo, and we just can take it. It's an open source. Everything laying like in a supermarket
So we can
on the shelves.
combine this open source validation of the transactions because of these KPIs, but easily can connect it with the most profitable way in the
Proof of staking.
proof of staking.
Yeah.
But in the same time, we to give option, not like Ethereum, for example,
Yeah.
but to give option to everybody completely in a random way, they to achieve a validator throughout wrap system, for example.
Nah, not exactly. It's rather about question about people nature. You know, one of the biggest problem of all the people, it's they are not able to keep attention to one and the same process for a long period of time. They tired. From time to time they became not so interesting. That's why we need always to find new way how to attract their attention, etc. But warp system pushes and motivates to be successful not only today or this hour but all the time. It's a accumulation of reputation, which means that you execute your KPIs now and every next day. And you can even transfer your legacy to your kids. And you can even create your small business that provides you with a passive income or active
This is
income.
even not small business. When this grow enough
Yeah,
as a community, it's become very rare.
of course. And even more, by KPIs, we will be able to solve the problems with the control and monopolization. By KPIs, we are able to stimulate usage of renewable energy. And by KPIs, we are able to make all the conditions completely authentic. Greece people will be happy to have this in a Greece language, and we no need to Apple AirPods for that. We need just common system. We use the best language on the planet, mathematic, because it's simple and it's fair. Figures never lies. And in this case, if we provide with the best option how to earn money, the best option how to regulate tasks, the best option how to accumulate success, and do this simple as a car, now in this world, we will receive a viral effect.
And I think that the moment it's very good for that because
Of course, we had only one problem.
majority of people they are tired of not having chance to speak and to be valuable
Yeah.
with their opinions and with their needs and desires to be free.
We provide them with the way how to reach a lot of new senses. They may build a new economical system because based on this blockchain, we easily can replace money. We can easily replace absence of the job places in the world, in that regions in which it's difficult to reach. You need just to have connection and time and to work, which is possible. But only one problem: too complicated. All this system became too complicated. If we're talking about device with the size of all the world, different people, different conditions, different time zones, different prices on electricity, different sources of electricity, different access to internet or absence of access to internet. A lot of huge numbers that need to be somehow balanced. And for that purposes, we may use artificial intelligence.
Yeah, basically, I think that that's the only tool at the moment that can solve every problem in the world because he used all of the data in the world,
Yes, it's
all the
obvious.
existing data.
You see, it's obvious. It's like you are the only person with the possibility to see that suddenly came to the village where everybody blind, because all these things laying on the table. We just need to collect this and to put together.
The pieces,
Yeah,
yeah.
already here. We just need to make this construction. The things like you doing with your business, we can do here. But one component really important: people. Strange.
Yeah, people
We
have to believe that this is possible, like everything else.
not only we need all of them, almost all of them, which
But
is
they will
completely
come by
possible.
their own because when they see that, as far as I understand, we can build a blockchain which is completely decentralized, bring back to the people, and this can become viral.
Of
Because
course.
who don't want to have free voice and free will and to participate in something which is the decision are taken by majority of people so-called democracy.
Let's call it democratic autonomous organization.
Yes,
DAO.
DAO.
Democratic autonomous organization.
Also DAO, but not decentralized and democratic.
DD DAO.
Double D, yes,
Double D
double
DAO.
D. This is another name that we can
Use.
use in the future.
And I can tell you one more name, really, really interesting. After this success, that easy to reach, we just need to combine these people together. We will have situation in which, in a couple of years, people that will arrive to this beautiful place in Venice will
Beautiful,
call
really
this
beautiful.
church,
Yeah.
calling this church Saint Pavel Church, with the meaning that they think about you,
No.
because it's really important. We are able to change their lives.
Yes, actually, I will be happy if finally people believe in something which nobody can steal from them. The point of the belief, like the material, the materialization of their belief, because is it not the most important thing in the world?
Yeah.
You to have a free will.
I think the
And I believe that this really can become viral because people starting to believe when they see that there is a crazy enough people who can show that 1 + 1 makes 2, and they can follow this.
yeah.
And then the snowball effect will make this idea so big, sorry, that everybody can understand how to participate and to change not only lives but the entire direction of industries,
And the way of thinking.
and the way of thinking, and the way of living, and the way of
And the way of
everything,
living.
how it happens.
Because after the implementation of this worldwide device, we will provide people with the possibility to live everywhere they want to.
Yes,
They will be completely independent to earn money everywhere they want to,
if
and
they have
it
their
will be
smart device in their hands
and
through
connection to
internet.
internet, but to sun and to internet in one at the same time. Maybe connection to internet with the local
But
power
if
station.
we provide them chance to have electricity from not from their phones generated, but from panels or turbines,
Yeah,
water or wind turbines, and they to be secured, ensure that their business is immortal because it's with so many. First of all, it's an internet,
yeah.
and with so much points of decentralization that basically that's the most secure place that they can settle a business, settle a digital asset, invest in something that they know that nobody can touch. I think that is a very good idea.
I think this is the perfect idea because it's not only cutting edge solution, it's a completely different way of thinking. And I think that all these people will think about this immediately after the understanding that they are fed up of all that we have right now in the classical and even in the cryptocurrency market.
Fact.
Because it's time. This is a perfect time and a perfect place to this decision.
I can agree with you.
I think it was really good conversation.